Howdy everyone, my name's Corey. Today is the 15th day of the Not Surprised Bucket Painting Challenge. Howdy everyone, my name's Corey. Today is the 15th video in this Howdy everyone, my name's Corey. Today is the 15th video in the Painting's Really Cool series. It's so hard! It's so hard! Lord have mercy. Howdy everyone, my name's Corey. Today is the 15th video of Painting's Really Cool. So, it's bright and early this morning. We're doing this trying to beat the heat because this garage gets real hot this time of year. So, I'm a little loopy because, I'm tired, but bear with me. We'll get through this. So, we're back to the basics, right? We're going to do a painting inspired by a person again. This person was one of my closest friends after high school until I moved. Then we kind of drifted a little bit, but we're still very close. I'm not great about initiating conversation, so we just didn't talk as much. But whenever we do, it picks right back up just like we never stopped. But I've got all sorts of stories. Many of them are not safe for this channel, so you will not hear them. Comment below if you want a side conversation. I'm just kidding. Please don't. So my friend and I met back when I was a freshman in high school. We were both in different middle schools and we came together in high school and we had 2 classes together, and I don't know if I sat by her initially of my own volition or if we were put there. I think we just ended up sitting next to each other, like it wasn't a choice. And I started talking to her. I was very outgoing and very chatty when I was younger. Now you'll be lucky to get a couple words out of me in person because I'm very shy and awkward, I feel. But anyway, so I started talking to her just in general, and she was not interested in that energy that I was putting out. Like, she didn't tell me to shut up. She participated, but later on, she was like, you were a lot. But after we talked, like, it might have been the next class or like 2 classes later, we had science and then we had English together. And I saw her and I went to sit right next to her. I was like, oh, this person, I like this person, even though she was barely giving me anything the whole time we were chatting. But I sat next to her and we just again blew it up, like talking nonstop. And so we kind of became friendly throughout the beginning of high school. And then she was a little different than me in terms of like what she believed in and stuff like that. So we kind of drifted a little bit. But after we graduated, we ended up meeting up at a bonfire and just sparked. And we started getting along so well to the point where just constantly hanging out, like every day. I would see her. I would hang out with her. But then she ended up getting pregnant, which is fine. This is the friend, by the way. If you watched the earlier video where I went to Hawaii, this is her. My best friend and I at the time were planning to go on a vacation together. And unfortunately, she came down with a sickness called pregnancy. She's the one that came down with the sickness. She had a rough pregnancy. She's had a couple kids, and every time they're very tough on her. She was like kind of almost like house ridden. Like she couldn't go anywhere. Like she'd feel super nauseous. And so I just hung out at her house like constantly. We did almost nothing of excitement. Like it was just hanging out, just like sitting next to each other, just like watching stupid TV, playing video games. We would play Super Mario Brothers, which I played growing up. So like I was decent at it. She did not. So she was not decent at it, but she tried. And then like she couldn't beat something, she'd give it to me and I would get through it. And she's like, how are you doing that? And then I remember one time I was doing something and it was almost like the game was just out to get me. Like it was just a constant problem. And something happened and she was like, oh, there was expletive. But then I responded with a very expletive-laden statement where I was saying that was the crappiest crap that ever happened and whatever. But I won't say the full thing. But it was one of our favorite like little quotes. Like I didn't even think of it when I said it. It just came out. But we would quote each other on that as our friendship went on. But what I wanted to do today, I guess I wouldn't say that the painting is wholeheartedly inspired by her. I can make it fit, which I'm gonna do, but what I wanted to do is I still have those pearl paints from that pearl painting I did with the story going Mexico, and I want to use them, right, because they were beautiful and fun. And a painting style I like, it's a Dutch sport, of course, you know, that's my favorite, but the making a wave, I've done one in our Surprise Bucket Painting Challenge, which I really liked. It turned out pretty well, in my opinion. I want to do one of those with pearl paint, because I'm like, well, how's that gonna show up? Like, what's that gonna look like? Hopefully something cool. I'm just gonna to have all of the 5 colors, blue, red, green, yellow, purple. I'm going to do it on a black base, of course, because again, you need a dark base for them to show. And then I'm going to add a little bit of metallic white in with the wave, just to add, potentially, I don't know how it's going to look, but to add a little bit of contrast or make the colors pop a little bit, just a hint of it. But we'll find out. We'll find out what it looks like. I'm going to do it on a 12 by 16 canvas. I think it's the appropriate size to make the wave and with the amount of paint I actually have. So I'm just going to do it on this canvas, and yeah, so that's the plan. So with the magic of editing, I'm going to be standing. All right, so I remembered after filming the intro part that I don't put black paint, like fluid black paint, on all of the canvas. I just put it right here, and I didn't want to add it over here because I don't want it to mix in like a lot. So I painted it just really quickly. It's still actually a little damp or a little wet, but I'll put my puddle over here of the black paint, and then make my wave come around here and crest and crash right into here, and then see how that turns out. All right, let's give it a go. All right, so when my friend and I went to college, we had English together. It was like we went back and we went to college for the first time, and it was like we took a year off, and when we had our English class, give me just a sec to blow this out. All right, so in our English class, our professor stopped us and told us towards the end of the semester that our friendship was something super special, and that we needed to make sure that we did whatever it took to keep it going. So that meant a lot to us. We were like, oh, you know, because in a classroom setting, you're not the same. You don't have the same personality that you would like outside of that. And so for her to still see our connection just was pretty cool to us. I have got my paints here. I don't remember what order they're in. I know this is green, I think. This one is red. This one is blue. Purple and yellow? Oh, go me. And so I'm just gonna pour them randomly. So I'm gonna start with green. And all I'm doing is just simply pouring it in like strands and then cresting it. Save a little bit in case I need it. Add the red. So one of the things that kind of solidified my friend's positive mindset of me is when we were just in high school, her dog died, and like I didn't know her that well at that time yet, but you know, of course I was super talkative, so I knew everybody. But she was really sad, and I got her a card, which, you know, nice, right? Oh, a big plump of yellow just pop out. That's nice, right? To give somebody a card when they're, I don't know, passive. But she was like, that said something totally different to her about me than she had originally thought. She thought I was just this annoying kid that wouldn't stop talking to her, and then I did that, and she was like, oh, okay, Not bad. Alright, so I've got so much paint right here where the crest is. I'm not excited about that. But, alright, let me add a little bit of the white. Okay, and now let's blow it out and see how it works. So, I'm gonna blow this way first to get it off the edge, and then largely blow this way. And then when I get to here, I'm actually gonna blow up that way. So, let's see how it works. Alright, now comes for the exhausting part of making this crest a little better. I just have to use my own breath instead of the hairdryer so I can be a little bit more pinpointed. Alright, so not quite there yet. Alright, so now I'm going to fiddle a little bit. I don't love this part because I'm not good at it, but I need to give a little bit more intricate detail if I can. Alright, so just take little loop-de-loops. It's really hard to tell if it's blended cool or not because it's all one color. I'm trying not to fiddle as much just because it's more difficult for me, and I normally can get a good composition, but I think this one needed a little fiddling. All right, well, I have no idea what this is gonna look like when it's dried. Yeah, this is the boring start to a beautiful end, which is probably what my friend thought after meeting me. This kid won't shut up. He's super boring. Hey, but pretty cool after all. Nice. All right, talk to you in a moment. All right, so this didn't really turn out. This one happened to be a little bit of a fail, and I know why. If you have used these paints before, I'm sure you already figured what was gonna happen, but we'll see. For the most part, it kind of just stayed white, and it's because I didn't have the dark for it to sit on. Like, they all sat on each other and had nothing to shine against. You can still see some of the colors, like just faintly. This is like where the white, I added the white, which I should have been adding black, but you can see a little bit, like right there you can see it, and if you get at an angle, you can see it pretty well, but it's still not at all what I was hoping for. But, you know, it was an experiment to see what would happen, and now I know, and I will try it again someday with black mixed in for the colors to hopefully shine. But anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry this one kind of fizzled, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.